do that. Let me just. Okay. So I think a lot of you have joined in. So hi everyone, I'm doing this live chat for the first time. I'm going to answer your questions on UPSC, and I'm doing this from UPSC Guides Instagram account. And how we've planned this is that I've got around 52 questions for you guys over chat. I don't know how you've sent it actually. So you guys have sent in 52 questions, and I'm going to try and answer all of them. Okay, and I'm not going to repeat myself. So a lot of these questions seem like they are repetitions. So we're going to try and do this. So it's 52 like a pack of cards, which is what UPSC is. It's a pack of luck, and whoever gets the draw. Okay, so the first question that I've got is, ma'am, who is your inspiration? So I don't necessarily have one inspiration as such. What I usually do is I take things from everybody around me, and I know it sounds very cliche, but really in my life I have learned to see little positives in everybody, and I've learned to see the little things that everybody does, and then take it from there. So for me, every single person I meet has something to offer, has some inspiration to give you, if you're looking at it the right way. See, mostly क्या करते हैं ना, हम लोग अपनी इमोशनल नीड्स से दूसरों को कंपेयर करते रहते हैं. हम कॉन्स्टेंटली जज करते हैं कौन ऊपर है कौन नीचे है, और उस वजह से क्या होता है कि हम लोगों से ना सीखना भूल जाते हैं, बिकॉज हम कंपैरिजन में इतने बिजी रहते हैं कि हम दूसरों को देख ही नहीं पाते हैं. This is something that I've been doing as a child. I think I learned it very early. So this is something that I do, that I pick things from everybody. Okay, second question. How to be regular with studies? Honestly, अगर मुझे आंसर पता होता तो शायद पता नहीं मैं साइंटिस्ट कुछ होती. ऑनेस्टली मुझे नहीं पता रेगुलर कैसे होते हैं, बट एक चीज़ मैं बताती हूँ. अगर आप रेगुलर नहीं भी हो तो आप क्या करो कि हमेशा इट्स ओके. अगर आप इरेगुलर हो कोई बात नहीं, एज लॉन्ग एज आप वापस आ पाते हो, एज लॉन्ग एज आप छोड़ने के बाद पढ़ाई, डिस्ट्रैक्ट होने के बाद वापस उस जगह आ पाते हो, वापस याद कर पाते हो कि यार मुझे पढ़ना है, और वापस जाके पढ़ पाते हो. तो व्हाट आई यूजुअली डू इज आई रिमेंबर कि मैं ये कर क्यों रही हूँ. मैं ना ये याद रखती हूँ हमेशा कि मैंने करा किस लिए है, मेरा मोटिव क्या था. एंड जनरली अगर आपको रियली फर्क पड़ता है ना उस पढ़ाई से, जनरली अगर आपको रियली फर्क पड़ता है ना उस एम से, उस एंड से, तो आप कर लेते हो, तो आप वहां तक पहुंच जाते हो, तो आप वापस आ पाते हो. सो दैट इज व्हाई आई टेल एवरीबॉडी कि जब यूपीएससी का एग्जाम दे रहे हो, स्पेसिफिकली सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जाम, ये बहुत मुश्किल एग्जाम है. इसमें बहुत इमोशनल, मेंटल एंड फिजिकल एनर्जी खर्च होती है, नॉट टू मेंशन फाइनेंशियली काफी आप पे बर्डन हो जाता है, बिकॉज आप यूजुअली डिस्ट्रैक्टेडली सिर्फ यही कर रहे होते हो. तो माय सजेशन इज कि बहुत क्लियर रहो कि ये कर क्यों रहे हो. अगर ये आपके दिमाग में होगा कि मुझे इससे चाहिए क्या, तो आप एक पॉइंट के बाद अगर इरेगुलर भी हो तो भी वापस आ पाते हो. एंड व्हाट इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आप एंड तक, एग्जाम के दिन तक आप सारा कोर्स अच्छे से रिवाइज कर चुके हो कई बार. सो रेगुलर अगर आप नहीं भी हो तो इतना अपने आप को गिल्ट मत दो, इतना बुरा मत फील करो, इतना अपने आप के ऊपर बर्डन मत लगाओ. ये सोचो कि यार कोई बात नहीं, मैं जैसे कर सकता हूँ मैं वैसे करूंगा. एंड एक ट्रिक बता देती हूँ टाइम टेबल की, शायद आगे किसी ने पूछा भी हो. बहुत सिंपल ट्रिक है. टाइम टेबल ना कभी भी ऐसे नहीं बनाना चाहिए कि मुझे इतने घंटे पढ़ना है एक दिन में. उस वजह से ना रेगुलरिटी बहुत अफेक्ट होती है. हम क्या करते हैं, हम सोचते हैं आज तो यार बहुत पढ़ूंगा, दिन में 12 घंटे पढ़ूंगा. और होता ये है क्योंकि टारगेट आपका सिर्फ 12 घंटे है ना, आप क्या करते हो, 12 में से 9 घंटे एक पेज को घूरते हो. पूरे के पूरे टाइम 12 में से 9 घंटे एक पेज को घूरा, फिर डिसाइड किया ये सब्जेक्ट तो बहुत बोरिंग है, ये सब्जेक्ट तो बहुत बेकार है, हाई क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं. एंड बाकी के 3 घंटे में कुछ कुछ पढ़ लिया. बट उससे क्या हुआ कि आपको सब्जेक्ट से प्रॉब्लम हो गई, आपको सब्जेक्ट भी पसंद नहीं आया. एंड ऑनेस्टली 9 घंटे में एक पेज क्या प्रोडक्टिविटी है. उससे बेटर ट्रिक ये होती है कि आप डिसाइड करो आज मुझे कितना सिलेबस खत्म करना है, आज मुझे कितना कंटेंट पढ़ना है, आज मुझे क्या पढ़ना है. सो इफ फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू डिसाइड कि आज मुझे पॉलिटी के 10 चैप्टर खत्म करने हैं, ठीक है, तो आपका कितना भी टाइम जाए, 2 घंटे जाए, 3 घंटे जाए, 10 घंटे जाए, आप उसके हिसाब से पढ़ोगे और एंड में आपने कुछ प्रोड्यूस किया होगा. पर अगर आप घंटे से पढ़ोगे तो एंड में सिर्फ आप किताब के सामने उतने घंटे बिता चुके हो पर दिमाग में कुछ नहीं गया. और पढ़ा भी कुछ नहीं. सो बेटर होता है कि रेगुलरिटी के लिए टाइम टेबल ना कंटेंट वाइज बनाओ, ना कि टाइम वाइज. एंड कंटेंट वाइज में ये होता है कि आपको सेट मेंटल टारगेट है, और अगर आपने जल्दी कर लिया तो आप फ्री हो जाते हो और चीजें कर सकते हो बिना गिल्ट के. बट टाइम में क्या होता है ना, एग्जाम में देखो कोई ये नहीं पूछने वाला आप कितने घंटे पढ़े थे, वो ये पूछेंगे क्या पढ़ा था, आता है कि नहीं आता. ठीक है, इसलिए डू इट लाइक दैट कि घंटे से मत पढ़ो, क्या पढ़ रहे हो उससे पढ़ो, तो कंटेंट से पढ़ो. सो आई थिंक रेगुलरिटी के लिए वो थोड़ा सा एक ईजी हो जाता है. Okay, guys, give me a comment quickly. Do you want me to continue in English or in Hindi? Because this is going to be a problem. Can you guys quickly tell me? I'm not taking any more questions now because it'll be very tough for me to coordinate questions on both levels. So you just tell me quickly if you guys want me to do English or Hindi. You want it English? Both? Both doesn't work. Okay, so there are more words coming for English, so I'm gonna stick to English. Okay, cool. Please speak in English. Okay, cool. So there are a lot of people from the rest of the country. Okay, so what I just said was that please set your timetable according to the content, the number of chapters you have to finish, the number of the syllabus that you have to finish, and not by the number of hours. Don't decide that I will study these many hours today and then study. Stick to the number of decide that I will finish 10 chapters today or 15 chapters today of this subject, and I will do this much course and go by that. If you decide to do it by number of I'm sorry. Yeah. So if you decide that I will study these many hours, you'll have a problem, because then you will keep watching the clock and not really study. Okay. So that's how you make your timetable, and that's how you get regular with studies. Okay. Does Hindi medium students face more problems during preparation as compared to English students? Okay. There are two things which I feel make a difference. A, see, when you're choosing a regional language, अच्छा ये क्वेश्चन मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगी बिकॉज हिंदी वालों ने पूछा है. देखो, अगर आप एक रीजनल लैंग्वेज ले रहे हो, चाहे हिंदी हो चाहे कोई और हो, तो आपको उस रीजनल लैंग्वेज में बहुत अच्छा होना पड़ेगा. आप काम चलाओ नहीं हो सकते, आप नॉर्मल नहीं हो सकते, आपको बहुत एक्सेप्शनल होना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आप कह रहे हो कि मुझे सिर्फ एक ही भाषा आती है. पर अगर आप हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में अटेम्प्ट मतलब आप अगर इंग्लिश में लेते हो, दैट इज नॉट योर प्राइमरी लैंग्वेज. इफ यू आर अटेम्प्टिंग इन इंग्लिश, that is not your primary language, which means if your English is just at an average level, it works. But if you're doing a regional, अगर आप रीजनल लैंग्वेज ले रहे हो, आप हिंदी ले रहे हो, तो आपकी लैंग्वेज बहुत खूबसूरत होनी पड़ेगी, मतलब एक एवरेज से बहुत ऊपर होनी पड़ेगी. आपकी भाषा में कोई गलती माफ नहीं होगी. अगर इफ यू टेक इंग्लिश एज योर मीडियम, since English is not a primary language for most of India, your mistakes in the language are acceptable, your grammar mistakes are acceptable, your spelling mistakes are acceptable. But अगर आप हिंदी लेते हो तो आपकी कोई गलती माफ नहीं होती है. इस वजह से रीजनल वालों पे ये प्रेशर जरूर होता है कि आपकी भाषा बहुत खूबसूरत होनी पड़ेगी. दूसरा, ऑनलाइन कंटेंट आज की डेट में काफी पढ़ना पड़ता है, तो उसमें थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश में कंटेंट ज्यादा मिलता है. बट एक बात बोलूं, आप ये सोचो कि आप इंग्लिश बिल्कुल नहीं जानोगे तो आपको बाद में जॉब में आके बहुत प्रॉब्लम आएगी, क्योंकि जॉब में ज्यादातर चीजें पैन इंडिया होने की वजह से आपको हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में करनी पड़ेंगी. सो इसलिए आप ये एक्सक्यूज नहीं ले सकते कि मुझे यही भाषा आती है, बिकॉज आप ऐसे सोच रहे हो अपनी हिंदी के लिए, तो बाकी लोगों का क्या, कोई तमिल के लिए भी ये सोच सकता है, कोई मलयाली के लिए भी ये सोच सकता है. तो ये एक्सक्यूज नहीं है, आपको थोड़ी सी इंग्लिश तो ठीक से आनी पड़ेगी. दूसरा, और मुझे पता है बहुत लोग सोचेंगे कि हाय ये तो गलत बात है, तो फिर एक बात बताइए, मलयाली, तमिल, तेलुगु, उन सब के लिए क्यों नहीं वो एक्सेप्टेबल होना चाहिए, सिर्फ हिंदी के लिए क्यों? भारत तो सबकी भाषाएं हैं ना ये सारी. सो ये थोड़ा सा प्लीज डोंट गेट इनटू दिस एक्सक्यूज. आपको आगे जाके पैन इंडिया लेवल पे काम करना है, आपको थोड़ा सा एक बेसिक इंग्लिश पे अच्छा होना पड़ेगा. दूसरा चीज, आप अगर आप इंग्लिश का मटेरियल पढ़ के उसे हिंदी में कन्वर्ट करके आंसर कर सकते हो, सर दैट्स फाइन. ओके. Fourth question, I can write also, but my speaking is not so fluent. Will it affect if I get a chance? Okay, I believe you're asking me that if you get into the interview, will your fluency of language affect? बहुत ज्यादा तो नहीं, पर थोड़ा सा तो इफेक्ट आएगा. बट यू नो व्हाट, इंटरव्यू तक पहुंचने में टाइम होता है, आप अपनी फ्लुएंसी पे काम कर सकते हो। आप बैठ के डेली प्रैक्टिस करो, जो भी भाषा है। अच्छा, इंटरव्यू में आपके पास ऑप्शन होता है कि आप अपनी हिंदी या इंग्लिश दोनों में से किसी में भी दे सकते हैं। सो यू विल हैव टाइम, यू कैन work on your fluency of language, and I believe you would always be asking me this about English. So for English, you can definitely work on fluency of language. Try speaking to people around you. Watch a lot of content in English instead of just reading in English. Start watching movies, news, maybe even TV serials, whatever. Just watch things in English and start having conversations. See, you will make mistakes, but you know what? Nobody learns from birth. You did not get an opportunity to learn like other people did, so don't be ashamed about it. Don't feel bad ki you did not get that opportunity and other people did. You can start from zero whenever you want. And agar aap, if you keep feeling ashamed about something, you will never overcome it. So it's better to accept what is wrong with you, what is missing, and work on it. ये सोचते रहोगे ओ माय गॉड मुझे नहीं आता, तो नहीं आता ना. The day you decide that I'm going to work on it, I'm going to try and make it better, you will. No, nobody learns anything from birth, so you have to get to that stage. Okay, that's what I think. Okay, I'm preparing for next year. What is the best time to start giving mains test series, from now or after pre? Honestly, I don't think you should start giving mains test series till you have completed the course at least once or maybe 2-3 times properly. Because this exam is also a lot about knowing what the content. How will you write an answer if you don't know what you're going to write? You can only structure an answer well when you know what the answer is going to be. Without knowing what the answer is, how will you structure it? How will you write it? So better to finish your course completely 2-3 times and then get into writing test series. Personally, I have never written a test series, but then I didn't feel the need for it. I'm not saying don't do it or do it. I'm saying it's a personal choice. Make yours sensibly. And remember, the basic aim is that on the day of the exam, you have completed all the course, you know what the course is, and you know all your content. So don't get distracted from that. Don't get tracked from that in writing too many answers without really studying enough to know how too many answers. How can I crack UPSC with fallback plan? I'm in BSc part 3. Okay. And belong to middle class family. Okay. So fallback plan ka matlab ye hota hai, what are you going to do if you do not get into UPSC? Okay. Here are a couple of statistics. Just roughly how many people give this exam every year? Around 10 lakh. And how many finally get selected? That's around 1,000. Now, out of these 1,000, there will be 700 people who will give this exam again the next year. Right? Okay. So let's assume that every year 4,000 people who have cleared before give the exam again. And out of these 4,000, 700 will get selected again. So that actually means 9,96,000 may say only 300 are going to get selected. That's terrible odds. That's absolutely horrible odds. So you have a backup plan. You should know what you're going to do if you don't get into UPSC Civil Services. My suggestion is that do a professional degree. Get into BSc Part 3 means you can get into law, you can get into any kind of research sort of thing, or there are a lot of options. There are MBA, you can do an MBA. There are lots of other things that you can do, or maybe you can give other government exams, including PSU exams and all, bank exams, PSU exams, SSC. You can prepare for NEET or whatever, but have something ready. Know what you're going to do if you don't get into civil services. Okay, tips for essay writing. So I'm not going to discuss any specific things like that, simply because I've written them all on my blog. Just Google Ira Singhal blog. I think the link is irasinghal.blogspot.com. You will get everything on specifics. So I'm not going to get into specifics. How to crack in first attempt. If you want to crack in your first attempt, the most important thing is that you give yourself enough time before your first attempt. So don't be in a hurry to give this exam. Prepare properly. Prepare all the syllabus 2-3 times at least, and then give your first attempt. So take your time. Don't be in a hurry. schedule it well. Do all your research, do all your uh, check whatever you need to study. Be very clear about what subject you're picking and the reason you're picking that subject. So do all of that and then get into this. Okay. Is it possible to crack UPSC without coaching? Okay, here is a common sense thing. If coaching was that important, then all the people who ever clear should have gone to coaching. Yes, that is not true. Not everybody who has cleared the exam has taken coaching. Many people clear every year without ever having to go to coaching. In fact, a lot of people sit abroad, they sit in foreign countries, they're working in foreign countries, they prepare, and then they get in. So, coaching is definitely not necessary, and you can definitely crack without coaching. Also, remember this, if coaching was the reason people were cracking, then all the people who crack in 1 year should have been from the same coaching because the coaching made the difference, right? So everybody from that same coaching should have cracked the exam. That doesn't happen. That never happens. So people do it everywhere in the country. People crack from having prepared everywhere. People have prepared from different coaching centers. People are prepared from home. People are prepared sitting abroad. People prepare everywhere in whatever manner. So definitely, it's not the coaching doesn't become the reason you crack. The reason you crack will always be you. But what coaching helps you with is two things. A, if you don't know where to start from, if you're someone like me who started with no background, like I'm an engineer with an MBA and I worked in the corporate sector with, I have no relatives in government, no relatives at all. I have no friends who are in government service. I have no connections to government service at all. Nobody in my family has ever given UPSC exam before me. I don't think anybody will after me. So that's the reason that I did not know where to start from. And when I started preparing, there were no online helps. There was nobody was blogging, nobody was giving resources online. Nothing was there. So it was a wild jungle that you had to fight in. So, and I did not go to colleges where people were preparing for UPSC. So none of my college teachers knew how to do that, and nobody in my life had ever prepared. So I didn't know what to do, which is why I needed coaching and I needed someone to just tell me where do you start from, and especially for my optional. So that's the one coaching that I really needed, because my optional was geography, a subject that I had never studied past class 10th. So for me to know where to start from, and for you also to know where to start from, you will need coaching. Secondly, if you're a person who's very irregular, you're not self-motivated. Okay, there are people commenting weird things. Why are you commenting, Priyanka, I love you, whoever you are? What is wrong with you? Okay. So that's the reason that I think you need coaching. If you're a person who's very, very irregular, and you're someone who, needs someone to keep reminding you that you need to study, someone to make you feel guilty, someone to make you feel bad, that's the reason that you need coaching. So I think those are the two reasons I think that you need coaching. So if you need any of these reasons, please go ahead. But it is definitely possible to do it without coaching. Ma'am, which way is more specific to write an essay, para-wise or heading-wise? In headings, you will write paragraphs, right? So that works, right? Okay, which place is better for study, reading room, library, or self-study room at home? So you see behind me, this is my library, my reading room, and my everything. See, this is my bookshelf, and I have tons and tons of books all around me. You can't see them, but my room is basically one giant library. All that matters is that you are able to study. Okay, so pick up and read from wherever. Go sit wherever. I used to actually go to coffee shops, CCD and barista, and sit and study there. I used to take my headphones, my phone, my books, and I used to go study there because you really get bored sitting in one room. And I was preparing from home. I was sitting at home and preparing. So it doesn't matter if you're sitting in a reading room or library, in a cafe or in a park or wherever, as long as you can study and concentrate. It doesn't matter. There is no better or worse. Hindi medium. I think we've already discussed Hindi medium. How can I prepare without coaching? Again, how is your life now? Okay. So I did not come into this exam and this whole system as an innocent little child right out of school or college. I have worked before. I knew what life was about. I knew what work was about. I knew the kind of things people face. And I have myself, I don't like to discuss too many things, but I've myself faced a lot of issues in my life. So I did not come here expecting everything to be rosy and perfect and wonderful. And I did not come here thinking I will come here one day and, I will suddenly change the whole world and I will make everybody perfect and I will, sorry, my screen seems to be going up. Yeah, so I didn't come here with illusions. I was very clear on what this is going to be like. And so I really enjoy my job. I love my work and I get to do a lot of things. I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, but if you do, you would know some of the things that I keep doing. And I think I've just joined Instagram like 25 days ago. So I just started this account on Instagram 25 days ago. So I'll try keeping you updated on what my life is like. Get involved in a lot of things, a lot of social issues. I get that opportunity now, recruitment and full-time job to a transgender person in any government office in anywhere in India. I have rescued 340 children from child and bonded labor. I have rescued girls from child marriage. I've controlled a lot of illegal construction. I have worked on rooting out corruption to a very, very large extent. And you can actually go check in my past quizzes, you'll hear about that. And I've basically gotten to work on all issues that you can think of, all issues that I ever wanted to work on. I think that's what my life is now. I spend my free time trying to do to help out wherever I can. So, for example, today morning at 8 a.m., I was at a place where certain blind people had assembled, and there was a helping out session for them. Then I went to an organ donation camp where we were telling people to come donate organs, and now I'm here doing this. So that's my life now. Is UPSC difficult or easy? See, anything is difficult or easy basis what you think of it and how much effort you want to put in, how much energy you have to deal with it, and how much you really want it. So it's easy if you are focused. I wouldn't ever call it easy because there are certain inherent things about this exam which don't make it easy. But I think we're going to say extremely difficult or difficult. So that you make it. You decide if it's going to be extremely difficult for you or if it's just going to be difficult for you. So I think that's the difference, and that's the thing. Okay, how to stay away from phone distractions? I totally cannot avoid because I get important news notifications. That's a nice excuse. Awesome. Okay, so you have said that I cannot avoid because I get important news notifications, and then you are also saying that it's a distraction. Then you decide. News is not a distraction when you're preparing for UPSC. You know what? Honestly, people who win in this race are people who can keep themselves on the track. That's the biggest trick to clearing this exam, which nobody tells you. It's never about anybody else. It's never about the question paper. It's never about the, coaching center, or it's never about your luck. It's actually how much you can keep yourself on track. So keeping away from those distractions is where you will win or lose the battle. And nobody can stop you from being distracted. Only you can. So you decide. It's your choice. It's your life, and it's your attempt. So you have to be the one to take that call as to whether you're going to, whether you have the willpower to deal with those distractions. Because the only thing that survives is your willpower. The only thing that will get you there, wherever it is, whether it's for this exam or any other exam in the world. It's just how much you can put yourself in that, and what is your willpower. I'm a working professional. I'm unable to make notes. Then what should I do? Okay. I don't recommend making notes. I never recommend making notes. I actually recommend that please read the whole thing again. Okay, we're going to deal with two types of notes. One is notes from books. I have never made any notes. I've never made any notes because I honestly believe that every time you read the book, you will get something new. So please, if you really want to follow what I'm saying, don't make notes. What you do is you underline in the book, you underline in the book, or you highlight in the book. And if you if you suddenly get an idea or you get a connect, you write it in the margins, you write it just there, or you take a paper, you write it on that, whatever you've thought about, and you put it in the book in that place. Okay, so I don't make notes. I don't recommend making notes. It's always a better thing to read the whole text again. Okay, I'm gonna please understand this. This exam is not about taking shortcuts. Anybody who's taking too many shortcuts, you won't clear. That's for sure. So please don't do that. Please don't take that many shortcuts. Please don't think you're gonna get away with it. Nobody ever has. And trust me, if I haven't gotten away with something, being that lazy that I am, there is very little chance of that you will. I am extremely lazy, and I like do everything till the time that it's like that. It's just till that extent. So trust me on this. You don't making notes is not always a good idea. It's better to read your textbooks completely. Secondly, from the newspapers, um, like I said, I'm very lazy and I'm very irregular. So I didn't actually follow newspapers properly. What I did was I picked up material of 5 6 coaching centers. I took materials from various coaching centers and magazines, and you get these booklets of coaching material, news cliplets and news booklets. I picked up all of that just before the exam, went through all of them, read all of them multiple times, and got away with it. I didn't make notes. I didn't. Yeah, honestly, you waste so much energy in writing. When you're making notes, you waste so much time and energy in writing. In that time, you would have actually studied 5 more chapters. You would have finished 2 times more of the course if you had not made notes. Notes banana is such a and एक और चीज बताऊं. What you do is when you make notes, you do it on your first reading. Everybody is so lazy. You do it on your first reading. In your first reading, you have understood almost, say, let's say 30 to 50% of the course, which means your first basic understanding of the text is what you're making notes on. So that means your notes are never going to be complete. Your notes will never make sense. Your notes will never have the relevant points because you will get to the relevant points after your third or fourth reading. And if you're making notes on your first reading, then you're actually just writing whatever you understood the first time, which is just 30 to 50% of the content. So does that make sense? Does that make sense? And honestly, if you're doing that, are you really trying to pass this exam? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting your money, your energy, your emotional energies? Don't do it. Who's forcing you to give this exam? Nobody's forcing you, right? So if you're not being forced to give this exam, then don't do this. If you want to do it, then do it at least with the intention to clear, with the intention that I will put in the sincere effort, and don't make notes for the first time that you write doing it. Try underlining in the book, try highlighting, try writing in the margins or on a paper and sticking it into the book. But I don't recommend making notes. And from newspapers, again, I was too lazy and I thought it was such a waste of time. So what I would do is I would just pick up 5 6 sources, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, I used to use a lot of online sources of news as well. So I think that works better for me. Okay. Ma'am, as a management graduate, which subject is better in optional for exam? Uh, okay, here is how you deal with a subject for exam. You pick a subject that you really, really like. Okay. What you do is you pick a subject that you've fallen in love with. And remember this, the subject has to be something that you can enjoy studying. You have to almost do a PhD in that subject. It's to that extent you have to study it. It doesn't matter how good other people are in that. The only person who has to pass that exam is you. So you cannot choose a subject basis other people's knowledge, basis other people's interests, and basis the fact that other people have done well in it. If I am doing well in it, how will you do well in it? What is the logic for that? You and I are different people. You and I are different human beings. We have different motivations. We have different interests. We have different knowledge background. We have different hobbies. We have different way of thinking. So if I'm doing good in a subject, that's no guarantee that you will. So please don't take a subject which other people are good at. choose a subject that you are going to be good at. So the only thing that matters is that you can study that subject again and again and again and again, and you like it, and you can go for it, and you can, you know, deal with it to that extent. If you make choices basis what is good for other people, then you're going to make them pass and not you. So don't pick subjects that other people have done well in. You know, that is the biggest mistake most people make. They think, oh, that person cleared with that, so let me take that. Are that person had a talent for that? No, how are you going to be talented in that subject? If I am talented in geography, doesn't mean you are going to be. So pick a subject that you can have a talent for. You have to be very good at it. You have to really like it. So please don't pick a subject that other people are good at. So that's one thing. That's the first trick. So choose something that you're going to be good at and not others. Second thing that you do is you pick a subject that then you pick a subject जिसमें, so suppose there are two subjects that you enjoy equally, that you're going to love equally. Then what you do is you pick a subject on which you will have this thing. Then you pick a subject on which you're going to which there is less competition. You know, because see, it's easier to write an answer which is better than 500 people rather than you know, an answer which is better than 5,000 people. So if you take subjects like geography, public administration, and all, where everybody is giving taking that subject, then every time you write an answer, to get half a mark extra, you will have to write better than 5,000 people. But if you take a subject which less people take, then you only have to do it you know, versus 200 people or 300 people. So use that logic. It's all about common sense. So just use that and pick a subject according to that. But I chose geography and I totally love it. I stand by it. I always kept taking it, despite the fact that it's the optional with most number of people. The reason is I love it. I absolutely loved studying geography. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I think everybody, and that is the primary thing that matters. How much do you enjoy the subject? How much do you love it? How much can you, you know, go study it? So that's your primary. So go for that in the first thing. How to organize whole preparation? What should be an ideal approach subject to subject? I don't understand the question. कौन सा मीडियम बेस्ट होगा? अच्छा सुनो, एग्जाम आपको देना है. You are the one who's going to write the exam, not your neighbor, not your teachers, not your classmates, nor your parents. So please choose a medium that is best for you. That what is the aim? आपका aim है कि आप उस सब्जेक्ट में अच्छा लिख पाएं, आप उस लैंग्वेज में अच्छा लिख पाएं, अच्छे से अपनी बात समझा पाएं. So choose the medium that you can write best in. That's it. Choose the medium that you can express yourself best in. It doesn't matter which one it is. Don't choose a medium that other people are going to be good at or that other people have done well in. So, you know, choose the medium that you're going to be best at. Choose the medium that you can write well in. Choose the medium that you can express best in. कोई और उसमें अच्छा करेगा या नहीं, या एग्जामिनर ऐसे नहीं सोचता कि आपने किस में लिखा है. एग्जामिनर ये सोचता है आपने अच्छा लिखा है कि खराब लिखा है. तो आप जिसमें सबसे अच्छा लिख सकते हो वो लैंग्वेज लो, वो मीडियम लो. पड़ोसी ने किसमें अच्छा लिखा या किसी और ने किसमें अच्छा लिखा, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. एंड मैं ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुकी हूँ कि रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में हमें क्या देखना होता है प्रिपेयर करते हुए. What kind of mindset we should have throughout the year of preparation? The one thing is, don't waste your time. मतलब खाली टाइम मत वेस्ट करो, फालतू में गॉसिप करने में और इधर उधर की बातें करने में मत टाइम वेस्ट करो. अपने आप को दूसरों को डिमोटिवेट करने में और दूसरों से कंपटीशन करने में. कंपटीशन तो एग्जाम में हो ही जाएगा ना, ये पहले का फालतू का क्या टाइम वेस्ट होता है. सो डोंट डू दैट. what you need to do is remember why you're doing this. Make a planned timetable of, like I said, of the number of you know, the content that you're going to study each day, and go by that. Don't you know, waste time. Matlab, a lot of the times what happens is you just sit in front of a book and you're daydreaming. You'll have enough opportunities in life to daydream when you clear this exam. So please don't do it while you're preparing. So be focused like that. And please, please, please make time for enjoying. Make time to hang out with your friends. Go watch movies. Go travel. Go take trips. Go do whatever you enjoy doing. If you like reading books, go ahead. Please read as many books as you like. Please, if you like playing an instrument, if you like playing sports, you like, make time for something that you really enjoy. but don't waste time. Don't sit and just do nothing. So that's one thing that you need to avoid. And the mindset is that please, it's very easy to get negative and demotivated. It's okay. Everybody does that. Just remember to come back. Just remember that you have to deal with, you have to come to that stage again. So just keep reminding yourself of that, and be clear on your motives. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. Ma'am, what do you think is the purpose of life? Um, I think one of the purposes of life is, to me, is to leave this world a little better than I found it. So that's my purpose of life. That I want to leave this world a little better than I found it. A little, make a little bit of a difference to someone, and be happy myself and ensure that I'm not making anybody else unhappy. See, if you try to make too many people happy, you probably never will. So my deal is I make this world a little better, and I try and I stay happy for myself. I do things that make me happy, and as long as my happiness is not at the cost of unhappiness of others, that's what I think the purpose of life is. Um, okay, what are your favorite novels? Oh my god, that is a huge list. I think I posted an answer on Quora on this. I think I posted some of my favorite novels on Quora, so you can probably check there. What is the secret of your energy? Um, I grew up in an environment where it was not allowed to be lazy. My parents are extremely energetic and they waste no time. So, they don't like, they kind of always forced me to not waste time. Like, you must, we were not, as a kid, we were made to always do something, whether it was painting or, even go out to play. My dad used to force me, even during exams, to go out to play. There used to be nobody around, like, because all the other kids were trapped in their houses. Their parents were saying, "Nahi study karo." My parents used to say, "No, go play," even during exams. And I used to find these little kids who used to play with me at that time because everybody else was studying. So that's, I think, the thing. That's, I think, one of the things that I've grown up in an environment where there was always a balance maintained of everything. And the secret of my energy probably is that I can always find a positive reason to do something. I always find something good in everything, and I always find a good reason to do something. And when you stick with that, when you think that there is a positive reason to do something, and there is a positive reason to get into that, so you can, I think you get energy when you're feeling happy. So as long as you are clear on what makes you happy, and you are not doing things to show something to someone else, तुम दूसरों से competition नहीं कर रहे हो, don't compete with others, because that's just going to make you unhappy. So what I do is I don't compete or compare myself to others. I live my own life, and I always find a positive reason to do things. So I think that keeps me happy. Okay, how can I score more in prelims? Um, so my strategy with prelims is that I prepare the mains first. I prepared all of my mains first, and prelims is actually just facts built on the concepts of mains. So in my head, what you need to do is that, can I? It's sending a message that these people sent in a request to be live. I don't know if I'm supposed to accept or not. I don't know how I allow someone to be live. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how this works. So sorry. Okay. So coming back, how do you score in prelims? Is it's a lot of building on the concepts of mains into factual parameters. So thoda sa na, you have to remember the, matlab, your basic concepts of mains have to be there, and on top of that you need to know some facts. So newspaper becomes much more vital in prelims than in mains. So that's one thing you need to do. If you don't apply for second, okay, I'm gonna, I think, do 5 more questions, because we've already done this for 40 minutes. Yeah. So if we don't apply for UPSC in reservation of PWD category, can we apply next time? As long as you have more than 40% and less than 70% disability, you can apply. मैम, मैंने बहुत बार देखा है, हमेशा IIT स्टूडेंट्स UPSC MPSC टॉप करते हैं rather than arts. I am not an IIT student. Um, um, I think एक चीज बताऊं, it's not a comparison or anything, but I think one thing that IIT or any students who have cleared any competitive exam after graduate school, the difference comes in the fact that they know how to study for competitive exams. And it's not that they're smarter than people in arts. No, they're not. Smartness difference is very, very minimal, if there is. The difference is they know how to work hard. People who have given competitive exams after class 12th know how to sit and prepare for competitive exams, and that makes all the difference. If if UPSC is going to be your first ever competitive exam, then it's a little more tough for you. So people who have been giving IIT entrances or AIMS or medical entrances or any kind of entrance exams, and have prepared, gotten through, and then gotten a degree from that, they are actually a little more used to giving competitive exams. They know how to do time management during the exam. They know how to do time management while studying for the exam. They know how to stay focused while preparing for a competitive exam, and that's where the difference is. That's where the basic difference comes in. That it's this strategy of managing yourself, which people who have cleared IITs or let's say any other competitive exam have better than people who have not ever given them. So it's not that the art students are better. The subjects are all arts based subjects. The fact that people who have cleared IITs or any of those competitive exams know how to study better. They know how to manage themselves better. They know how to stay focused. They know how to stay through that journey of preparation. That's the difference. Art students are just as intelligent. They are, in fact, better suited to clear this exam because they have already been studying all this. It's just that the people who have given competitive exams before know how to sit for competitive exams. And even during the exam, I get a lot of messages from students saying that I couldn't manage myself during the exam. I couldn't finish all the answers. I couldn't in prelims. If you can't finish all the questions in prelims, it's because you've not had the practice of doing that. So that's something that people who have given competitive exams do better, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why things work out like that. How to overcome fear of failure. Okay, I think the biggest way to do that is mm, analyze why you are going to fail. Check the reasons that you might fail because of, and then work on that. Okay, ma'am, how to mantra to clear competitive exams? If that existed, everybody would have it. Um, so yeah, how to overcome fear of failure. So one of the things you need to do is analyze what will make you fail. Figure out, yeah, please, okay, this is one advice I will give everybody. Please be honest with yourself. Even if you're lying to your parents, if you're lying to your girlfriend, you're lying to everybody else around you, your teachers, your colleagues, it's at least don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself about who you are, how much you've studied, how much you've prepared, how sincere you are. Because the only person you are going to harm is yourself. If you are lying to yourself and you're saying, no, no, I'm that good, I've studied so much, I know so much, the only person who's going to get harmed is you. Nobody else gets affected. It doesn't matter to other people. The only person you will harm by your lying is yourself. So at least be honest with yourself. Analyze yourself properly. If I tell myself I'm exceptional at maths and I'm not, what will happen is I will not study maths enough and I will fail. No, neighbors and my parents and my teachers will not fail. No. So they don't get affected. I'm the only person who gets affected. So don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself things to make yourself feel better. Acknowledge what you're bad at, acknowledge what you're not good at, and then work at making it better. That's the only way you can overcome your fear of failure. I know I'm not good at this. Then what I do is I either decide I'm going to do this and become better at it, or I leave it. For example, if I know I'm not going to be good at good as in maybe okay, so I realized that I was never going to be very good as an engineer. I left it. I went in to did my MBA. I worked in the corporate sector, and yeah, so I and I realized I'm going to be good at this. So I came in here and I started preparing for this, and got into this. So it's all about knowing what you are going to be good at and bad at, and working on that. Okay. How to start a habit of preparing for the exam? I'm sorry that I don't know what you mean by that. मैम पढ़ाई करने ला मन कैसर हो जाता एंड एप्पल. I'm sorry, I can't understand. Okay, how you study at home when you're surrounded by family members all the time? I actually used to study late at night. I'm a night owl. I'm always almost awake at night. So I used to study at night. And because family members do become a distraction, and I'm too lazy to not stay at home. See, when you're staying outside of your house, you have to be very, very energetic, and you have to be one of those people who can, find food for themselves, who can clean up after themselves, जो घर की maid से काम करा लो, or you can do all of that. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to do all that. So I stayed at home. And what I did was I used to study at night. So that's the trick that I used. Graduation from distance learning can be eligible for UPSC. Yes, you are. As long as graduation from distance learning is eligible, as long as your degree is recognized by the government, as long as your university is recognized and your course is recognized, you are eligible for exam. You only need to complete it and pass in it. Coaching, fear of failure. How can I improve my English? How can I improve my English? I've answered this on my blog. So I'm again going to say to people who joined in late, please check my blog, Ira Singhal blog. If you just Google it, you will find it. A lot of specific answers I've given there. So I'm not answering these things there. I've also given a lot of FAQs there, which are actually the questions that you guys have asked me again here. So if you can just check that, you will get most of your answers. Okay, I'm gonna just finish this in 2 minutes now. From very starting, I'm average student in my school. Can I qualify this exam? Yes, you can, as long as you're willing to work hard. That's the best part of UPSC. It gives you a blank slate. All your past mistakes are forgiven, or everything is forgotten. You don't exist as a human being. You have to give this exam and start from zero again. So if you were average then, you have a chance to be better than average and exceptional right now. So do it today. UPSC allows anybody can give this exam, and people of all kinds of educational degrees and all kinds of educational backgrounds with all kinds of marks in school have cleared. So it doesn't matter. So don't worry about that. You can get in. Okay, minimum period of hours. Again, I told you about that. Stay motivated. Start from beginning. Can you please check my blog for that? Start preparing from college days. Yeah, this is the last question. So I honestly think as long as you have a clear backup option, you can prepare whenever you like. So be clear with your backup option. Have something which is definitely going to be there. You can prepare whenever you like. So that's fine. Whenever you want to. I did not do it in my college because I wanted to have a backup option, which was going to be something that I really, really enjoyed. So that's the reason that I didn't prepare in college, because I knew that it's very tough to get in, and I did not want to, either go up in the sky or fall down. I wanted to reach a bit basic, good level, and I wanted to have an alternate backup, which I was really going to enjoy. I absolutely enjoyed my job; it was fantastic. So that was my reason that I decided that I will either I will make a very strong backup option, which I would love to do if in case I didn't get into UPSC, and only then did I give the exam. So I don't recommend doing it in your college days, but if you know what if you fail in this exam, you know what you're going to do. Go ahead. That's, I think, up to you. So I think that's the last question. Just one piece of advice for everybody, guys. Don't listen too much to everybody else pulling you down. They don't know your capacity. They don't know your capability. They don't know who you are. They don't know how much effort you can put in. You are the only person who knows you best. So don't lie to yourself. Analyze yourself properly. Have faith in yourself. Work to your capacity. And don't make the world tell you what you should be doing with your life. do what you want to and focus on what your motivations are, and stay positive, and please spread happiness. Don't be a negative person and pull other people down as well. So good luck to all of you. I hope you all are clear. Just a few just in case you want to get back in touch with me, I will try holding